Hello, today we are going to define a gas in the fluids manager. For this demonstration, we're going to use StrinGnosis 3.2, and it's a short three-step process. So because of the units that I have when I create the brine in step 3, I need to use American field units. So I'm going to come up to Tools, Units, and I'm going to change everything to all American field units. I click OK. Okay, step 2, I'm going to create nitrogen for this demonstration in the Zamora PVT Functions tab in the Fluids Manager. So where is the Fluids Manager? This is the Fluids Manager here, this icon. I click Select the Fluids Manager. Okay, and I need my Zamora PVT Functions tab. So I come into my Zamora PVT Functions, and I'm going to add a Zamora PVT function. What this is going to then calculate is the density that this fluid will have. So we're going to create nitrogen. I'm going to use a brine base. Step 3 says create the nitrogen under the brine base. So what's happening here is we're creating a little workaround. We're going to define our density from the Zamora PVT functions, and then we're going to use this density and use the Zamora PVT functions as a base to create a brine that is going to simulate the functions of nitrogen. So what I need to do for the Zamora PVT functions, and this is how the density is calculated, I have A0, B0, A1, B1, A2, and B2 to input here. I have these down on the side, so I'm now just going to copy them across and use them. So I've got minus 4.47 e to the minus 0.4. For B0, I've got 0.2163. For A1, I've got minus 6.71 e to the minus 0.7. For B1, 6.20 e to the minus 0.4. 2.77 e to the minus 11. And finally, we've got minus 1.83 e to the minus 0.8. So for any gas, we can come in here and add Zamora coefficients to create the gas that we want. But we're going for nitrogen this time. So I'm going to click Save. Okay, so I've created it in the Zamora PVT Functions tab. It's busy updating, and then it's arranging by density, and there's my nitrogen there at the top. Okay. Next, I'm going to create nitrogen under brines. So you see here that for nitrogen, we had type brine base. So let's go to the brine and we'll create it here. Even though it's not a brine, this is just a workaround to trick the system. So I click Add. I'm going to add nitrogen N2. The Zamora PVT function that we want to use is the nitrogen N2 that we just created. For the density at STP, I have a density here of 0.00964. For the plastic viscosity, we have a 0.01764. Yield point, we're going to have that at 0. Specific heat, 0.249. And thermal conductivity, 0.015. Notes created for StrinGnosis Academy tutorial. I click Save. You could add your notes, whatever you want there, so you can have insight into why this fluid was created. I'm going to click Save. Okay, so now that I've defined the PVT functions, I've created the brine. We come to the brines here, and then we're going to see our nitrogen fluid. Okay, there it is. It's now created. We've got our notes of why it was created. We've got our density. Perfect. So now we can use this fluid where we see fit. Let's say we wanted to take this fluid and place it in an annulus. As I look at my sidekick, that's popped up on another screen. And in this example, let's say I wanted to fill the B annulus with nitrogen. possibly for APB mitigation purposes, whatever it may be. I just want to show you how to do it. So that was the B annulus, which is behind the 9 7/8 inch drilling and production liner. No, it's behind the 9 7/8 production tieback. So I come to the 9 7/8 production tieback, and the fluid behind is currently in oil-based mud. But what I can do is I can come in and go to my brines and select nitrogen. And there we go. I have nitrogen now behind that casing in that annulus. I'm going to change this second section of the tieback to nitrogen again. And now when we look, we'll see that this B is a brine, and this is where the nitrogen is. So it's as easy as that to create a gas in the fluids manager and then use it where you need in StrinGnosis. Thanks for listening.